Okay, today I will be showing you how to resin some pendants. So my daughter does artwork on them, as you can see over here displayed, multiple different colors, beautiful mandala artwork, and I will show you how to put resin on top. Now the thing to have is a measuring cup, a stick to mix the two, the resin and the hardener. We will need a small torch to go with it. Also make sure you cover your surfaces so that you do not ruin your tables. And then I use these two, the hardener from Art Resin and the resin itself. After you pour the resin in and torch it to make sure that we escape and get rid of all the bubbles, we will then need some sort of cover to avoid, we're gonna use this, to avoid any dust particles to settle in on the freshly laid resin. Okay, so we will continue with mixing the resin. Now I'm gonna go step by step so that we don't make too much of it. So I will put in resin, basically 1 to 1. So if you do 5 milliliters or millimeters of resin, we're gonna use another 5 up to 10 the hardener, so 1 to 1. Make sure you measure it correctly so that it sets in the right way. Okay, so we will do 5 ml. There we go. Okay. Did forget to mention that one other thing you need is definitely gloves. You don't want to touch any of it just to avoid any allergic skin reaction. Okay, so we're gonna put that on. Okay, so it looks like it poured just a little bit over 5 ml, so I'm gonna do just a little bit over 10 of the hardener. I definitely prefer doing this outdoors because it still has a little bit of smell and I hate breathing in anything. And now basically we mix for about 3 minutes. Try to mix in a way that doesn't create too much bubbles so that you don't have to torch too much and possibly even ruin the artwork. So you gotta be super gentle. Scrape the sides, the bottom, but try not to lift the stick too much up and down motion so that we don't have any more bubbles created. So it is recommended to mix for 3 minutes and we will be back shortly. Okay, so we're back. Looks like we've been stirring it for about 3 minutes. Now there is quite a lot of bubbles. It's almost impossible to stir without creating any, as you can see. So now we will try and pour in, and you might want to adjust yourself so that you can see how much you're pouring in on the pendant. Okay, and then those little edges will hold it in for you. And then you can use a little bit of ice cream stick and spread it towards the edges. Okay. So that little lip over there that we've had the way resin froze inside the mold is actually really nice. It will hold this top layer nicely. Okay, so that's one. You do have about a good 45 minutes to play around with the resin before it starts curing. Therefore, you don't have too much time, but you don't want to take too much time basically. So it looks like trying to adjust my eyes. So it looks like I've gotten it pretty good. No, there's more. I'm trying to see, it looks like everything. Maybe just right about here, okay? So we'll do another one. Okay. And I think we'll have about one more for this one, then we'll create a new badge for the remaining pendants. Okay. I think I've gotten it. Does it look good, Milena? My little camera person. Yeah, looks good. Yeah. Okay, well, we have a little more. I guess let's do this one too. It's pretty cool. Looks like almost a little magnifying glass that's been laid on top. I love it. Does that look good, Milan?
Yeah, looks pretty good.
Oh, I guess we'll have one more. Look at that. We'll have to create just a tiny bit more for the remaining two. So this is a really cool thing to do. Now make sure that your surface is very well leveled, because resin is a self-leveling, so if you lay it on a uneven surface, it will freeze unevenly, which will be very sad, and I've had that happen to me before as well. Okay, that looks good.
There's more on the edge.
Over here?
Yeah.
Can't see if the lighting.
Oh, there we go.
Got it?
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll set that aside, and here comes the torch. Be super careful, don't overdo it. You can see how those bubbles pop. It's so amazing. Love this process. It's like little magic happening there. Okay, let me take a look real quick to make sure we got all the bubbles out. Looks like a little bit over here. Oh my gosh, this thing. There we go. There we go. Little stubborn one there. I don't know, looks pretty good to me. What do you think, Milana? Do you see any bubbles?
Yeah, you're right. This one is a little stubborn.
That one is, and I don't like it. Did we get it? No?
I think we got it.
Now, if you overdo it, it might start smoking, so try not to overdo it. But other than that, I think it looks pretty amazing. So, I think I've got most of it. But yeah, now I'm gonna continue mixing for the remainder of these. Make sure you set it aside, cover it with a cover, and let it cure for a good 24 hours. Preferably a little longer, but 24 hours should do it.